Hey everybody, this is Angela. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's having a really good Saturday. It is a beautiful day here where I live, and I went for a walk, and I went to see a neighbor of mine, and we really had a really nice conversation, really nice talk, and so I really enjoyed that. Her granddaughter's coming over, so my dad was walking up the road and I had to go. So I thought, well, I better go because he's taking off. But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about was Dallas. If anyone grew up in the 80s, Dallas was the big primetime soap to watch at night. On the East Coast, 9 o'clock. Well, first I think it came on at 10 o'clock, then they moved it to 9 or something like that. And I tell you, this had all kinds of twists and turns and oh boy, backstabbing and you name it, they did it. JR did it. And you know, Jim Davis and Barbara Bell Geddes was uh, Jock and Miss Ellie Ewan, and Jim Davis died in like the third or fourth season. I want to say, but anyway, he had gotten sick and he passed away, but they didn't replace him. Now they did have someone to come in to make everyone think he was Jock Ewan, but he wasn't. So I think everybody was kind of upset because they didn't want Jock to be replaced. And I cannot tell you how many times JR and Sue Ellen were married. Maybe 3 times, 4. Because I know they're towards the end of the series. JR married a young girl named Callie. And of course it didn't last, but I believe Sue Ellen, played by Linda Gray, left the show, but she was in all the movies and she was in the new version of Dallas. And of course Larry Hagman played JR. And I mean, no one else could play JR except for Larry Hagman. I mean, he was made to play J.R. Ewing. And then you have Patrick Duffy, who played Bobby Ewing. He's the youngest of all the Ewing boys. And there's Gary and his wife Valine, who moved to Knots Landing, California. Knots Landing is a spinoff of Dallas. And JR would show up in Knots Landing every once in a while. So it was very interesting. And Knots Landing came on Thursday nights, I believe, at 10 o'clock on CBS. And, I mean, oh, excuse me. But it was a good show. Dallas was a good show. It was on for 14 seasons and a bunch of movies. And I guess the biggest cliffhanger, they called it a cliffhanger instead of a season finale, but a cliffhanger was when they had this thing called Who Shot JR? I mean, it was on everybody's mind. I mean, everybody was talking about it. I think even President Reagan was talking about it. I think he said that I believe President Reagan said that he and Mrs. Reagan watched Dallas on Friday nights. And I think some of the people in Congress and Senate was watching it. I never even heard of that. And I'm like, whoa, looking back now. And so they had all kinds of people who thought, excuse me, wonder who shot JR. And my mom called it and she said, well, it's going to be Kristen. So, and now me, I actually thought it was either Cliff Barnes or Sue Ellen. Now, Christian did make it look like Sue Ellen did it because she put the gun in Sue Ellen's purse when Sue Ellen's back was turned. Sue Ellen went to take a shower, and everybody thought that Sue Ellen did it because she turned up drunk in a parking lot. She couldn't remember what happened, and she even thought she did it. And so, but it turned out that Kristen did it, and then of course Kristen was pregnant. Now, here's the thing. I think it was later revealed that Kristen lost the baby, lost JR's baby, and then she had another baby, Christopher. Somehow Bobby ended up adopting Christopher, and I don't it it was confusing. And so Pamela couldn't have any children because she was pregnant. And I don't know, I think JR was drunk. Now, this is before JR was shot. And I think he chased her up the hayloft or something. And she lost her balance and fell and lost the baby and caused her not to have any more children. Or she might be able to have children, but maybe not something. Because I think JR was mad. He didn't want Bobby to have the first grandson. And so he was mad about it. Now, whether or not he did it to hurt on purpose, to hurt Pam, take it out on Pam, I don't know. But, like JR and Bobby never really did get along or whatever. And I mean, it was twists and turns and everything. And on the new version, on the new Dallas that came on in 2012, he was on there off on there for about like 2 seasons, I guess. I don't know. But JR died. And Larry Hagman died in real life, so they had JR to die in real life. And the funny part is he had cancer and JR had cancer, I believe it was. So he had someone to unalive him, but somehow he framed it on Cliff, if I remember that correctly. And poor Cliff, I think he went to jail for it. And I mean, I guess you can say he had the last laugh. Because somehow, Cliff and JR never got along at all. And so, but I will say this, Cliff did have a lot of respect for Miss Ellie. I mean, even though JR and Cliff did not get along, he did have a lot of respect for Miss Ellie because he knew that Miss Ellie had nothing to do with how JR acted. And that was good because, I didn't want to see Cliff take all that anger out on Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie was a kind, sweet woman. Now, a lot of people did not like it when they brought in Donna Reed to play Miss Ellie because Miss Barbara Bel Geddes had gotten sick. I think she had a stroke and she could not play Miss Ellie. I wish she was able to, but she wasn't able to do that. So they brought in Donna Reed, and I don't know, she's just on there a season. So I don't know if she left abruptly or if they didn't want to bring her back. I don't remember anything, anything else about that. I think now Miss Ellie and Clayton Farlow, another person that JR did not like. He did not want Miss Ellie to have happiness with Clayton, and he tried to do everything he could to break that up. He said, "You ain't gonna take the place of my daddy." And Clayton is like, I never want to take the place of Jock. And so, I was like, look, Miss Ellie has a right to be happy. And I mean, so anyway, that's some of my memories of Dallas. So please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I come up with a new video. And I hope to see you all in the next one, y'all. Have a good one and take care.